Hi, welcome to live stream yoga with Louise, tips and cues to keep you safe and strong on the mat. Today's practice is all about stilling the panic and the anxiety, finding calm. As always, play where you're comfortable, modify when you need to, rest when you need to. You ready? Let's hit the mat. We're going to begin today's class coming into a seated frame using one or two blocks. I've got two blocks stacked one in front of the other, or you can stack them. You can play with the dimensions and just find a nice high seat off the mat that will support the frame of your body as you take a seat on it. Find your seat, sit up nice and tall, and then take the heels of your hands and place them on your temple. Start by just closing your eyes and pressing softly into your temple points on both sides. Then begin to find a little toggling motion, tracing a circular pattern in one direction using the heel of your hand to add a little bit of pressure to that tension spot on the side of your head. Then change direction and toggle in the opposite direction. Nice circles, keeping that pressure on the temples. Then gently flutter open your eyes and relax your hands to the top of your thighs. Take a big breath in. Slowly shrug your shoulders towards your ears. And on a long exhale, drop them away from your ears. Then take the heel of one palm and place it on your third eye, that little spot between the two eyebrows. Close your eyes and once again just press into that pressure point and hold it. Maybe for a slow count of 10. Try to keep your shoulders softly dropping away from your ears as you do so. And then when you're ready, begin a soft toggling motion, moving in one direction for a few sweeps. Keep that pressure going on the third eye, your Anya chakra. And then begin to toggle in the opposite direction. Then relax that pressure point. Softly open your eyes. Blink them open a few times. Big breath in, shrug your shoulders up towards your ears. And on a long sighing exhale, drop them away. Make your collar line soft. Make the neckline soft and elongated. Then take the heel of your hand once more and just connect to your breastbone, pressing softly into the chest. Hold that pressure point for a few seconds, trying to keep your shoulders soft, keeping your breathing long and steady. Then begin to toggle in one direction, keeping that pressure point activated by not easing up on the press. Then begin to toggle in the opposite direction. Let go the pressure point, relax your hands. Big breath in, shrug those shoulders up. Exhale, drop them away from your ears. Then take one hand, connecting with the heel of your palm to the pressure point on your chest and one to the pressure point on your third eye. Close your eyes, take your focus in and just press softly with both hands. Then toggle gently in one direction, whichever direction feels the most intuitive for you. Then change it up and toggle gently in the opposite direction. Release the pressure points. Gently flutter open your eyes. Big breath in, shrug those shoulders up. As you exhale this time, nod your chin to your chest and just pause here. Keeping those shoulders as heavy away from your ears as you can and look for additional length in the neck. Then bring your chin line back to neutral and look towards your feet. Heel toe them out and find your way into a squat line. Maybe you're just using your hands at first to gently prise the knees open. If that feels too uncomfortable for you, work a soft fluttering motion, allowing the knees to fall in and then gently peeling them open. Almost getting a rolling action going through the ankles and the feet. Keep those collar lines soft and relaxed. Then hold open and see if you can find your way into maybe a prayer squat, readjusting the feet as you need to. I want you to push out with your elbow points. Keep your palms actively pressing into one another and squeeze into center with your knees. Maybe looking down towards the tips of your fingers in that prayer position. Try to keep the weight on all four quadrants of your feet. And begin to look for additional length in the entire line of the spine, from your lower back all the way to the nape of your neck. Then peel up nice and tall and bring your feet into a loose butterfly line. Readjust yourself on your seat if you need to. Find a loose butterfly line, maybe giving the legs a little rub, creating a little bit of kinetic energy. And then look towards the arches of your feet. Take the pad of each thumb and press into that pressure point in the arch of each foot. Just hold that pressure point steady, wrapping your other fingers around your feet as you do so. And then when you're ready, begin to play with a soft toggling-like motion using the thumbs. Moving for a few sweeps in one direction, really getting into the tension spot in the feet, and then changing it up and toggling in the opposite direction. And maybe just softly pressing the knees away, not forcing them to the floor, just finding a relaxed position here where you feel like you're pushing the knees just gently away, looking for that resistance point. Then sitting up as tall as you can, cup around the knees with soft bent elbows, almost as if they were hugging in towards your rib cage. We're going to work a little pumping breath. You're going to inhale as you bring the shoulders up and exhale as you drop them down. We're going to lift up and down 10 times. And then on the 10th exhale, when you run out of air, you're going to nod your chin to your chest and you're going to apply the chin lock. You ready? Let's go. Hold the chin lock, the Jalandhara Bandha, for as long as you can. And then release, taking a delicious breath in. And begin your pumps again for 10 rounds. Apply your chin lock when you run out of exhale and pause here. Release that tension spot at the nape of your neck. Big inhale to come back to neutral. When you're ready, let's repeat one last time. Bring your chin line back to neutral. With the heel of each palm, connect to your chest bone and your third eye and just press softly. Close your eyes, take your focus inward, still the panic, still the anxiety. Keep your breathing long, soft, and relaxed. Keep your shoulders soft and relaxed. Keep your spine and your trunk long and lengthened. Then gently flutter open your eyes. You're going to deconstruct the stool that you've created for yourself, and you're going to ease yourself into a 4-point kneeling position on the mat. Hands stacking underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hip points. You're going to come into a working cat-cow for maybe 10 rounds, working at a 1-to-1 inhalation to exhalation ratio, and just looking for release and stretch in the spine. Keeping your belly button gently pulled into center as you play. Come to stillness in a cat stretch with the hollow belly and a rounded back, and pause here with your chin nodded softly towards your chest. Then ease your way into a long tabletop line and stretch the opposite arm and leg out. Reaching as tall as you can through both sets of extended limbs and trying to keep as square as you can through the shoulders and the hips with your gaze steady on the mat, just to the side of your grounding thumb. Then draw yourself back into 4-point kneeling and cat-cow for 10. Working at a 1-to-1 inhalation to exhalation ratio, keeping the frame of your arms and legs still while you mobilize through the spine. Come to stillness in the cat frame and hold, almost pushing away from the mat with your hands and your knees. Then come to stillness in neutral. Stretch the opposite arm and leg. Let's do left arm, right leg this time. Hold the stretch, reaching for the wall in front, reaching for the wall behind. Stay squared through the shoulders and the hips. Try not to drop lower on one side of the pelvis or the shoulder girdle. Then draw yourself back into 4-point kneeling. Keep the legs in parallel and push back into child pose, stacking one palm on top of the other. Pressing into that pressure point of the third eye. And then think about trying to connect the pressure point in the third eye and the pressure point on the temples by rocking side to side, rolling through the third eye and pressing onto your temple, finding a gentle rolling rhythm that works for you. Maybe looking for an opportunity to close your eyes and take your focus inward. Then find your way gently to neutral. Peel up into a high kneeling frame. Bend and stack your arms and reach for your shoulders. Grab hold of your shoulder blades and just give yourself an awesome hug here. Take a big inhale in. Look up towards the sky. Stretch that little turkey waddle underneath your chin. And then on an exhale, nod your chin to your chest. The whole time you're keeping your shoulders, your hips, and your knees in one long line. Then as you release your chin lock, give me a gentle back bend into camel, bumping your hips forward over your knees and throw the arms slowly open. Melting your shoulders away from your ears, bringing the two shoulder blades closer together behind your back and opening up as generously as you can through your chest center. Then restack, this time opposite hand on top as you find your way back into your shoulder hug. Reaching for those shoulder blades, finding your stack. Take a big breath in, look up towards the sky, stretch the turkey waddle. Exhale to nod your chin towards your chest and release the tension spot at the nape of your neck. Then on your next inhale, throw the arms open, bring it into a gentle, unsupported back bend. Modified camel, Ustrasana. Ease your way from here back into a 4-point kneeling frame on the mat and begin to trace a few ruler-like circles through the pelvis. So all that's circling out is the pelvic girdle. Give yourself roughly 10 hulas in one direction and then change it up and begin to hula in the opposite direction. Arm up to the sky. We're going to work a dynamic thread the needle. You're going to keep as tall as you can through your 4-point kneeling frame and you're going to reach through, threading through on the left side and then back to start. You're going to do that 10 times. Just prepare for the thread. Each time you thread through, slide your fingertips maybe a little bit further along the mat. Keep your belly button softly pulled into center as you find your rhythm. Exhaling as you thread through, inhaling to reach for the sky. On your next thread, hold. Reach those fingertips through as far as you can. So all that's sliding through at this stage is the very back of your nails. Then start to bend your support arm, thread all the way through, connecting your temple pressure point to the floor, and pause here, trying not to lean all of the weight into your grounding shoulder, but rather thinking of pucking your bum up to the sky and trying to stack your bum over your knees. Stay here, or take what was your grounded arm, maybe floating it into half T, pausing here and taking a beautiful stretch for the ceiling. Then maybe bending at the elbow, tucking the arm behind your back, thinking elbow point and maybe shoulder opening up. If you've got the range of motion, you can pivot slightly through the palm and see if you can grab hold of your opposite hip. Hold steady in Sukhirandasana, wherever you are, and just enjoy the delicious opening stretch before we rinse and repeat on side 2. When you're ready, bleed your way back to 4-point kneeling. We're going to dynamically thread for 10. You're going to open up the left arm to the sky and you're going to thread through on the exhale. And you're going to do that 10 times, just sliding your fingertips along the floor, keeping the rest of your 4-point kneel nice and high, keeping your belly button pulled into center. Then holding your next thread, pause. And then begin to soften the elbow of your grounding arm. Start to connect to the floor with your left temple. Pause here, making sure that your bum is piked up nice and high, trying to keep the weight of your hips stacked over your knees with your belly button gently pulled into center. Big breath in. Float your right arm up to the sky and hold the stretch. Reaching long through those fingertips. Then bend the elbow, tuck the arm behind your back. Thinking elbow to sky. And then if you've got the range of motion, begin to rotate through the hand, maybe grabbing hold of your opposite hip and pausing here in your threaded pose for a few gentle breaths. Ease your way back to 4-point kneeling. We're going to find our way into a low pigeon line from here. Think of stepping both legs back into a plank line. And then on the right side, think knee to chest, rotate the foot in, and start to settle the weight of your body down towards the floor. We're going to play with the pigeon dynamically today. No block underneath your bum cheek on the right. You're going to begin leaning, falling your weight off center, tapping your right bum bone to the mat so that you're almost rotating through the whole body, and then come back to parallel. You're going to do that a few times, sliding and rolling off center to one side, and then realigning your body weight as you come back to center so that it feels like the weight is equal on the left and the right side of your spine. You're going to play with that roll dynamically, looking for tension spots in the body. And then you're going to come to stillness centered. At this point, if you do feel you need a block underneath your right bum cheek, you can scooch it in now. Then ease your way really gently down into the forearms. We're going to come into full extension. So as you're ready, start to walk those arms out. Start to connect the pressure point of your third eye to the mat. And just take a little relaxed bow here. Trying to keep the weight of your pelvis centered. We're going to thread the needle from here. Taking a big breath in. You're going to keep your right arm where it is. You're going to take the left arm, tuck it underneath your right armpit, coming to rest on your left temple. You're going to hold your threaded pigeon line here, keeping both arms as soft and as relaxed on the mat as you can comfortably manage. Then ease your way from here back to a high pigeon line. We're going to rinse and repeat on side 2. Step back into a full plank. Taking a wiggle or a pedal if you need it. You could even come to a spontaneous down dog if you like, giving me soft rotational movement through the knees and the hips. And then settle back into your plank and find your pigeon line on side 2. Start to play with that drop onto your left bum cheek and then roll back to parallel. Looking for areas of tightness in the buttocks, in the pelvic girdle, maybe it's in the inner thigh, it could be in the knees or the lead foot. So just look for those pressure points. Then center yourself along the middle. Find your way onto the forearms and then begin to walk the arms into full extension. Not rushing today, looking for calm. Square up through the shoulders and the hips. As you find your way, right arm under, coming to rest on your right temple as you thread through. Your breathing is long, soft, and relaxed. Then ease your way back to your high pigeon line. We're going to find our way into Sukhasana from here. So all that you want to do is look over that shoulder for that leg that's draped on the mat behind you. You're going to lean the weight into your left bum cheek. You're going to swing the leg around and you're going to tuck into easy sit, leading with the right leg in front of the left. You're going to sit up as tall as you can and just make one arm heavy to the mat Start to drop down on that shoulder. Think ear to shoulder as you do so and slide the arm away from you. Then come back to sitting up nice and tall. Do that a few times, dropping and sliding through one shoulder. At the same time, make the ear on the same side of the body heavy towards your shoulder. Almost as if you were trying to listen to the mat. Exhale as you drop and slide. Inhale as you gently come back to center. Try not to collapse the whole trunk, so just dropping on one side only and opening up generously on the opposite side. Hold your next drop and then arc and frame the opposite arm and hold here, breathing as deeply as you can into the open side of your ribs. Come back to center. Let's do the same on side 2. Dropping the arm heavy to the floor. You can just relax the other arm on your knee, or you can just have fingertips to floor, whichever feels the most intuitive for your body today. Exhale as you drop and slide. Inhale as you come back. And there's no rush here. Just find your rhythm. Moving with your breath. Not forcing the stretch. Just seeing how far your body wants to go to today. Hold your next drop. Then arc and frame the opposite arm. Pause here and breathe as deeply as you can into the open side of your rib cage. Peel back to center. We're going to come into a half a happy baby. So you're going to bring the right knee up. You're going to reach for the undercarriage of your foot with one or with both hands. And you could do this with a strap or a hand towel if the undercarriage of your foot is not accessible. You're going to bring that knee up to 90. And then you're going to hug the knee towards your chest and away from your chest. As if you were trying to bring that knee in towards your armpit. Just play with it. Trying to maintain your seat nice and tall with the weight equal on both bum bones. You're going to hug the knee in towards your armpit and you're going to hold for a slow count of 10. Trying to maintain the tallest spine and the tallest carriage that you can. Then think about how you can morph this line into Hindulasana, lock the baby. So start to knife edge that foot. Place the foot into your left palm. With your right hand, you're going to support the knee and you're going to start rocking almost side to side, seeing if you can get a little bit more opening through the hip joint. If this feels good, maybe bring the whole foot closer towards your elbow line. Start to make a little basket for your baby and rock your baby. If this feels good, you can start to extend your other leg and keep rocking your baby. Maybe hugging your whole shin in towards your chest and just maintain a tall seat, the tallest seat that you can comfortably manage. Then unwrap, taking the sole of your right foot and placing it on the inseam of the left leg. Sit up as tall as you can, and then when you're ready, come into a gentle forward fold, thinking head to knee. Maybe just taking a soft bow. Maybe your hands are connected to the shin or the top of your thigh, or maybe you'd like to reach for the undercarriage of your foot. Don't force the stretch. Just look for length and softening in the lower back each time you exhale. Start to make your crown, maybe your head, maybe your chest heavier towards your lead thigh. And sit up nice and tall. Extend both legs in front. You can give them a little pedal release. We're going to come into a full seated forward fold. So Maybe pressing the 2 feet flush along the midline. You're going to gently fold forward, keeping the hands forward as far as you can. Maybe elbows or forearms to floor, maybe connecting to the line of your legs, or maybe reaching for your toes or the undercarriage of your feet. Pause here again, close your eyes, take your focus inward, find the rhythm of your breath, and look for additional softening and lengthening through the lower back each time you exhale. Then peel up, coming into a bound butterfly line, trying to take your middle index finger and thumb like a little crab pincer, reaching for the big toe in each foot, bringing your heels in as close towards your perineum as you can, tucking your big toes softly towards the ceiling so that you're opening up the space between the big toe and its nearest toe, releasing that tension spot and making your knees nice and heavy to the floor. Give me a nice tall spine and make sure that the weight is equal on the left and the right side of your spine. Then look gently towards your feet and reposition yourself in Sukhasana again, this time the left leg stacking in front of the right. Sit up nice and tall, check the weight in your bum bones. You're going to begin making one arm heavy to the floor, sliding it away, soft elbow, and then come back to start. Exhale as you drop and slide on one side. Inhale as you come back to center. Just gently begin to open one side of the ribs, the side looking away from your drop. Make that ear heavy to your shoulder as you drop down on that side. Hold your next drop, then maybe arc and frame with the other arm and hold your side stretch. Ear heavy to your shoulder, breathing as deeply as you can into the open side of your ribs and trying to keep your bum bones as equally weighted as you can comfortably manage with your knees heavy to the floor. Peel back to center and let's do the same on side 2. Start to find your drop and your return to center. You could even close your eyes and you can make this almost a gentle meditative-like movement, moving mindfully with your breath. Looking for a calming rhythm. On your next drop, hold. Then maybe arc and frame on the opposite side. And start to breathe as deeply as you can into the open side of your ribs. Peel back to center. Find your way into half a happy baby on side 2. Reaching for the undercarriage of your foot and starting to hug your knee towards your armpit and away from your armpit. Maintaining that weight on both of your bum bones and looking for a sense of tallness through the trunk and the spine. End in the knee to armpit position and maybe hold for a soft count of 10. And then think of how you can move mindfully into rock the baby from here. So maybe reaching for your foot, placing the foot in the palm of the opposite hand, supporting the knee, and then just rocking the whole limb side to side, slowly. There's no rush here today. If that feels good, you can maybe bring your foot closer towards the opposite armpit, rocking your baby. Maybe you can extend your bent leg and still rock your baby. Maybe hugging that whole limb in towards your chest. We're going to find head to knee, Janu Sirsasana from here. So when you're ready, you're going to unravel that leg. You're going to bring the sole of the left foot to the inseam of the right leg, maintaining that tall seat. Big breath in. On the exhale, fold forward, maybe closing your eyes. Looking for calm here. Looking for length and stretch in the whole lower back each time you exhale. We're going to come into Paschimottanasana from here, extending both legs long and lengthened in front, maybe using a slow pedal just to release first. Then begin to fold forward, finding the fold that works for you. Once more looking for that softening, that tension relief in the lower back. So you're not tensing and fighting the stretch. You're looking for release, for softness, for length. Using your exhale to get there. Try to soften the back of both knees. Look for length up the back chain of the legs. Look for length in the spine. Then ease your way into a butterfly line, maybe holding onto the big toe of each foot, opening up that tension spot between the first two toes. Thinking elbows heavy to the floor, knees heavy to the floor, toes trying to float up to the sky, spine as lengthened as you can manage. From here, we're going to come into a few rounds of Chandra Beda, moon-piercing breath, and you can pick the seat that works for you. So maybe you'd like to stay in your butterfly, maybe you'd like to come into a half or a full lotus. Let's relax the left hand. You're going to take your middle and index finger, you're going to place them on the third eye. You're going to use your thumb to control the opening and the closing of your right nostril, and you're going to use the ring finger to control the opening and the closing of the left nostril. For this exercise, we're going to inhale only left and exhale only right. Find the pressure point on your third eye, using your middle and index finger. Then with your thumb, close your right nostril. Take a big breath in through the left. Let's shoot for about 6 counts if you can. And then close it and try to nod your chin to your chest, retaining your breath for up to 12 counts if you can manage it. Then release your chin lock, open and exhale roll. We're going to try to work at a 1 to 2 to 2, inhalation to retention to exhalation ratio. If you find 6 to 12 to 12 is too much, make it less. Try 4 to 8 to 8, or you can do 3 to 6 to 6, but find a rhythm of your own. Inhaling through the left nostril only, then closing it, applying your chin lock, the Jalandhara Bandha, retaining the breath, giving it an opportunity to work its magic within your body before you release the chin lock and open and exhale left. All right. Find your rhythm. Eyes are closed and your focus is inward facing, just focusing on the breath. Looking for length through the spine and the trunk. Looking for a soft drop of your shoulders and your collar line away from your ears the whole time that you're playing with this breath pattern. Keep that steady breath going at a 1 to 2 to 2, inhalation to retention to exhalation ratio. connecting to our parasympathetic nervous system, calming and restoring our internal energy. Make this your last round of Chandra Veda. And then relax both hands to your knees and find that pressure point again on the chest and on the temple. So one hand, the heel of one palm connecting to your chest and the other one to your third eye, and just apply gentle pressure to both. Stay here just applying that gentle pressure, or work a slow toggling motion in whichever direction feels the most intuitive for you. A soothing balm, easing the panic, easing the anxiety. Then press again softly into those two pressure points and decide how you'd like to end off your practice today. Either seated as you are, or you can make your way onto the back in Shavasana, corpse pose. Arms and legs softly splayed out. Pick what works for you. Relax the arms at your side, either resting on the floor. If you're in a seated frame, you might want to come into Shunya Mudra, bringing your ring finger and your thumb together and just allowing the other fingers to splay softly open. Close your eyes, take your focus inward. Relax your body and gift yourself a conscious timeout. Take a respite from the panic. Stress is an ignorant state. It believes that everything is an emergency. Nothing is really that important. Let your heart, let your mind rest for a moment. Yes, the world will not stop spinning for you, but you can always catch up later. Self-care first and foremost. With that thought, end off your practice today on the words Shanti. Peace within, peace without. Thank you so much for coming out and joining me today. I do hope that you enjoyed today's class. Till next time, keep it light.